Hey you guys, I just wanted to hop on here real quick and show you something that God showed me about Jesus. It's really easy for us to have the deity of Jesus in mind and take away the reality of who he was. And he really was just like me and you. He had the exact same temptations and the exact same desires he was human, so he was a man. He had the physicality of a man. He had the temptations of a man. And God, he knew it was going to happen, and God told him to do things. And I don't know if you've ever felt compelled to do anything by God. If you've ever ignored God or said you're going to do something and then end up not doing it or not completing it the right way or just falling short. And we all fall short somehow, you know? And that's where we have free will, you know, where we can obey God or we don't have to. And that's what free will is. And Jesus had the exact same free will. And he obeyed him. He still obeyed him even when it was going to be hard. Even when he knew what people would say about him. And then later to know that he would literally die. Like, he knew they were coming to get him in that garden. That's why he was in prayer and begging them to stay awake with him. And they, they wouldn't stay awake with him. And he was like, he had to experience what we had experienced spiritually. He understands fear. He understands sadness. He had to feel that stuff too, just like us. But even with all of that, he never gave in. He always abided. And that's why he's the perfect atonement for us. Because even when we can't do it, he did it. And his blood is enough for God to still look at us. And our lies, our wicked ways, the things we do wrong, fall short. All because one man, his son, didn't fall short. One person did not fall short. And that was Jesus, Yeshua. He did not fall short anywhere. Even though he was still tempted in every way that we are. And it's really easy to separate that, just this reality and just have an idea of God in our head and be like, well, Jesus was God and he knew everything. And yeah, he was perfect. So of course he was perfect. Of course he was sinless. So he would do that. And without, the realization of he's just like me. He's just like you. He's been hurt. He was betrayed. He lived like us. He had pain and sorrow. And he still did right. And God's not calling us to be perfect because his son was perfect for us. And he knows we can't be. We just can't. But we try our best to be like Jesus and use him as our example. It's hard, especially when you get, when you're really trying hard with everything in you to be who he wants you to be, and we still fall short. I'm a sinner. I sin, and we all do. And so it's easy to really beat yourself up about it if you slip up. And we're supposed to feel that. We're supposed to feel compelled. We're supposed to feel that sadness because it hurts him. He's a person, and it hurts him when we don't do what we say we were going to do for him. And it hurts him when we do what's wrong. Because he has to see it, and he has feelings. He feels much more than we feel. So I just want to encourage you today, though, that even though he does want us to feel that, to be compelled for a little while, he also wants us to know he loves us deeply. He loves us more than anybody on this planet. And if the ones that love us, we can do things wrong to them and they forgive us, how much more mercy and grace and forgiveness does the Father, our Creator, have, So I just wanted to share that. I love you guys. I'm about to be throwing my deliverance testimony up on here. So Have a good night.